G'day everybody, how are we? Less than 7 weeks, it's pretty much precisely 6 weeks and 2 days. It's last week was a really good week. Pretty much there wasn't a lot of changes. We got some treatment on my quads. We found out that the lateral quad and ITB, the fasciated joint, is a little bit tight, so that's causing some pressure on the knee. So good thing is that we've evaluated it and diagnosed the problem, so we'll be able to move forward. So I obviously can't do any volume training on my legs, but I have found a way to train. As you do, you work your way around things like this. What is going to happen moving forward this week? The eating plan stays the same. About a kilo of sweet potato a day, so we're keeping the carbs up nice and high. Good thing is metabolism is very fast for me, so I can cope with high calories. That will also make sure that I maintain my fullness, and obviously it's really clean food. There's no risk of what they call carb spillover. It's just all really clean food, and there's no fat going in, so therefore body fat percentage comes down. Monday we did a weigh-in and a skin fold measurement. Skin fold measurement sitting on 8% body fat at 89.5 kilos. So it's a good sign. So things are going in the direction that you want it to go in. Training for me is either a 4 or 5 day split. I'll be working. Day one's typically a chest day. Day two would be back. Day three would be arms, which is or shoulders as well. I might chuck that in there. On day four, we'll do legs, and then if obviously I'm still a little bit tender from a chest or back workout, and I haven't done shoulders on the Wednesday, I'll put shoulders in, but I'll mix it up with either some traps or I'll work some shoulders. So I'll do something a little bit different. Then I'll also do some calves, and I'll also do some abs. So for me, calves and abs are twice a week, and I'll kind of put that in wherever I feel I can. So that will continue. So again, the volume training. So volume training for me would generally be about 3 or 4 exercises. The first one is typically a compound exercise, and that's one that where I'll go really, really heavy, and I'll sit anywhere between 3 to 6 reps, but I'll do up to 10 sets of that. And then 2 other exercises I'll superset, and that's just an isolation. So that typically is what I do for every body part, and it's working really, really well. It's certainly put on some size very, very quickly. So that's good. That will continue right through as long as I possibly can. Obviously with the high load, and also with the decrease in body fat, your joints tend to get a little bit tender. So I'll assess it as I go. As long as I can keep lifting the same weights and I can keep still pushing out the intensity, we'll keep going. So I won't change that a bit. The other thing is that, like, at 7 weeks, and everyone would attest to this, that is competing, especially for the first time. This is about the time that I guess whether or not you're consciously doing it or unconsciously doing it, you're comparing yourself against other athletes. But you're also comparing yourself against athletes that have already competed and were in stage conditions. So the thing I want to really point out is, just look at how you're going. Assess how you have gone from 1 week to the next. Assess where you are right now to where you were 2 weeks ago. And if you've seen some remarkable improvement, then great, you're on track. Just keep going with it. So please don't look at everyone else. This is your game. This is your journey. You cannot compare yourself to someone else. They compete completely differently. The only thing that you can control is what you're doing right now. You cannot control what the judge's decision is. They see a group of people up on stage, whether it be male or female, and they assess accordingly to that. So as long as you know within yourself that you have done the best that you can to get in the best condition you can on that day, then do that. If you're not even looking at competing, again, the same thing. Have a look at where you've come from and where you are now. If you have seen some change, excellent, keep going with it. Keep that motivation. If you haven't seen change, make a change. That's the opportunity. That's the thing you need to look at. The other thing is that if you have a coach, or if you have someone looking after you, whether or not it be you wanting to change your body shape, whether or not there is a goal that you want to achieve, or you are looking at competing and wanting to jump on that stage, if there is something that doesn't feel right, question it. If you don't get an answer from your coach, or they say, don't ask silly questions, or they turn around and say, follow the plan, then again, question why that is. If they cannot give you the answer you're seeking, go somewhere else. Go somewhere or ask someone else that is prepared to listen to you and give you the answer that you're looking for. For me, if anyone comes to me and asks me a question about whatever and I don't know the answer, I will say, I'll find it and seek the answer for you. If I don't give them the appropriate answer that they're looking for and they still feel uncomfortable and they still feel that it just doesn't feel right within themselves, then great. Okay, give them the opportunity to go somewhere else. Give them the opportunity to seek other advice, because ultimately, this is a tough journey for anyone. And to make those changes, they need that support. But they also need to be, you need to have justification of why you're doing what you're doing, because it is so different to what you've normally done. So the key is make sure that whatever you're doing feels good within yourself. That's the first thing. If you keep that, then the motivation and inspiration comes within. So keep going. This week's going to be exactly the same as last week. Nothing's going to change. Obviously, from what I saw last week to what I've seen this week, physique's changing. Awesome. Just keep going. So until next week, I will be signing off, training hard. I hope everyone has a fantastic week ahead and aspires to achieve their goal and has an awesome journey. So train hard and stay happy. Speak soon, guys.